From the outside, it looked like we were the perfect family. Two sisters, Claire and me, Emily, born 2 years apart, raised in the same house, dressed in matching Sunday outfits, and always smiled in family photos. But behind those smiles was a story only I seemed to notice, a truth that ate away at me for over a decade. Claire wasn't just my older sister. She was my shadow, my competitor, and, worst of all, my thief. She had the kind of beauty that stopped people mid-sentence. Tall, statuesque, with cascading golden hair and ocean blue eyes, Claire walked into rooms like she owned them, and maybe, in some twisted way, she thought she did. I was softer, quieter, shorter, a brunette who was more cute than stunning. I got good grades, volunteered, and people liked me well enough, but next to Claire, I vanished, and she liked it that way. The worst part? She didn't just crave attention. She craved my attention, my life, my things, my joy, and especially my boyfriends. It started in high school with Jake. He and I had been talking for months, texting every night. He said I was different, that he liked how real I was. We finally went out to a movie and shared our first kiss under the dim glow of the parking lot lights. A week later, I caught him sneaking out of Claire's bedroom. I was 16. I didn't know what to do. Claire just smiled and said, "Well, you shouldn't have brought someone that cute around me." It didn't stop there. College? My freshman boyfriend, Ryan, gone after a month. "He kissed me first," she told me, shrugging. It would have been awkward to say no. Another boyfriend, Daniel, was an artist who used to draw my portrait. After 2 months, he ghosted me. I found out they were living together in New York a year later. He even painted her. Each time, she acted like it was no big deal. Like men were prizes, and I was just a practice round before the real winner stepped in. I started hiding relationships, avoiding serious dating altogether. I didn't want to keep losing. But Claire still found ways to ruin whatever good I had. The final straw came with Adam. He was different, kind, respectful, genuinely interested in me as a person. He was a veterinarian, and we met when I brought in a stray kitten I found. For the first time in years, I thought I had something sacred, something real. So I didn't tell anyone, not even Claire, for 3 months. But I made the mistake of posting a picture of us at a wine bar on Instagram. 2 days later, Claire accidentally ran into us at that same wine bar. The moment Adam saw her, I saw his pupils shift. 2 weeks later, he was hers. She didn't even try to deny it this time. "If he left you that easily, he wasn't really yours," she said, pouring herself a glass of wine in my kitchen like nothing had happened. Something inside me snapped that day. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I smiled, because suddenly a terrible, brilliant idea came to me. If Claire loved destroying things I loved, what would happen if I handed her something designed to destroy her? I met Nick through a friend of a friend. He was charming, dangerous, and deeply broken. The kind of man who could make you feel like you were the only woman in the world, until the moment he decided you weren't. He'd been through 3 marriages. 2 ex-wives had restraining orders. He didn't hide it. He wore his chaos like a badge of honor. But he was smooth, so smooth that even knowing what I knew, I found myself drawn in. That's how I knew Claire wouldn't stand a chance. So I orchestrated a meeting. At a charity gala I couldn't make, I asked Claire to attend in my place. I gave her my address, my seat at the table, and a sly wink. And right on cue, Nick was there in his tailored suit, leaning over the bar like he'd been waiting for her all his life. It was magnetic. Fireworks. Instant obsession. They were sleeping together within a week. She moved in with him after a month. I watched it all unfold silently, playing the supportive sister. He seems amazing. I'd say, smiling. Finally, someone who deserves you. I knew exactly what I was doing. 6 months in, Claire was unrecognizable. The woman who once oozed confidence now flinched at sudden noises. She stopped calling family, lost weight, and gave up her job at the PR firm she loved. Nick controlled her phone, her friends, her money. One night, she showed up at my apartment with a bruise beneath her eye and trembling hands. She said she tripped. She begged me not to tell anyone. "He's just going through something," she whispered. I pretended to believe her. But I already knew Nick was destroying her from the inside out. The way she'd done to me, boyfriend after boyfriend. Was it cruel? Yes. But poetic? Absolutely. It all came crashing down on a Tuesday morning. Claire was arrested. Apparently, Nick had convinced her to open a business account in her name, funneling stolen money from shell companies he'd set up across state lines. Wire fraud, tax evasion, identity theft. She was facing years in prison. When I visited her in jail, she looked like a ghost of her former self. Hollow eyes, trembling fingers clutching the bars. She whispered he used me. I didn't know. And finally, I let the mask drop. I know you didn't. She blinked, and then I added softly, but I did. Her mouth opened, closed. The realization dawned like a slow, burning sun. I leaned in and said, every guy you ever stole from me, I took that personally. You thought you could wreck everything I loved and walk away with your hair still perfect? Nick was never for me. Claire, he was custom built for you. Tears welled in her eyes. And I stood up, smoothing my coat. This is what it feels like to lose something that you think is yours. Claire took a plea deal. 2 years in prison, followed by probation. Nick vanished before the trial. No one knows where he is. Some say Europe. Some say South America. I don't really care. What I care about is the quiet. For once in my life, I'm not competing with her shadow. I'm dating someone new. Someone gentle and steady. Claire writes me letters from prison sometimes. Half apology, half therapy. I haven't written back. Maybe someday I will. But for now, I finally have what she could never steal. Peace. And the knowledge that justice doesn't always come in courtrooms. Sometimes it comes with a smile and a plan. Sometimes I replay everything in my mind, not out of guilt, but to remind myself how long I let her take pieces of me without a fight. Claire taught me that not all wounds bleed. Some just hollow you out. But what she never understood is that even the quiet ones eventually learn to strike back. I don't regret what I did. She stole years of love from me. I gave her one man. Now, I sleep peacefully, knowing that for once, she can't take anything from me. Not my joy, not my peace, not the man who lies beside me now. Because she finally learned some hearts don't break. They calculate. And mine? Mine waited years to return the favor. The end.